What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Lunatic Studio, and I'm very excited for you guys to meet our newest sponsor. This is Dehancer Film Emulator, and today I'm going to show you how to install and activate the plugin, how to use it, and my general thoughts and opinion about it. Okay, if you're here in this video, then you're probably planning to buy the plugin, or you already bought it and you're looking for tutorials. Hop in, because that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Recently, I've been filming my contents with log profiles, specifically S-Log3, to give my footages a more organic look and also for better dynamic range. But I have been struggling with color correction and color grading, and that's where this really nice plugin from Dehancer comes in. Dehancer is a plugin for Premiere Pro, After Effects, DaVinci Resolve, and Final Cut Pro. They also offer a plugin for photos such as for Lightroom Classic, Photoshop, and Capture One. Dehancer plugin gives your photos and footages vibrant colors and film color grade with a lot of film looks to choose from. They also have a plugin for iOS that will make your Instagram stories and posts a lot more aesthetically looking. I also have a 10% discount code, so if you're planning on buying the plugin, might as well use this code to save on your next purchase and also to help the channel grow, to give you guys more contents or reviews like this. First off, go to Dehancer official website. I'm gonna put the link in the description down below. Create an account. This is where they will send you your activation key. Buy the plugin that you want. You will be given an activation key for a seat that you can find in your email or in the profile manager in the Dehancer website. Put that on the side because we need to install the plugin first. Go to products and locate what you want to download. Just make sure it matches the one you just purchased. Be mindful of the operating system you're using and also the system requirements. If that's all good, press download and open the zip file. If you have a discrete NVIDIA GPU, make sure to install the one with the CUDA, and if you have an AMD GPU, you can install the one with OpenCL. It will automatically be on the Premiere Pro, and all you have to do is activate it by going to Premiere Pro, search for it in the effects panel, put the plugin on a clip and go to Effects Control tab. Scroll down and press License Info. You can go ahead and log into your account and find your key. Or you can go to the other tab, put your email and the activation key. Okay, so now you have the Dehancer plugin. Congratulations, it's a very good purchase. You can find it in the effects panel by searching Dehancer. You can put this on each footage, or you can also create an adjustment layer, and there you can put the plugin so that anything below that adjustment layer will be affected. You know, the plugin does seem kind of overwhelming at first, but when you get the hang of it, it becomes easy and it's very fun to play with. And now we are here with the shot we took for the short film I was talking about. This is my friend Dos Flores. You can check his IG out. He is also a content creator. As you can see, this is in a log picture profile. You don't actually need to shoot in log for the Dehancer, but it's best to get the most dynamic range possible. Like any other color grading or color correcting process, you always have to convert your log footages to Rec 709. Dehancer has this very easy because you can actually select what camera you used. I use the Sony ZV-E10, and I know it's not the most ideal camera for filming, but it's what I have and it's what I'm gonna work with. Now, Dehancer doesn't have a Rec 709 converter for Sony ZV-E10, but it uses the same sensor as the A6400, and that's what we're gonna use with this. It will automatically convert that log footage into Rec 709. Really enjoyed this bit so much because now color correcting is one less thing to worry about. And also, this is to provide much more exposure and color accurate clip that Dehancer has calibrated for each camera. Just make sure that you don't have any prior manual or LUT color and exposure correction in the timeline or in the clips before putting the Dehancer plug in. But if you already had manually converted the clip into a Rec 709, then you can select the Rec 709 from the drop down box. But in this case, the one from Dehancer already looks great, and I'm gonna proceed with it. And if you think it became a little grainy, just untick the grain panel on the bottom and we will get back to it later. If you want to increase or decrease the exposure, you also have the exposure compensation dial. You can adjust that however you need. You also have the temperature compensation to adjust the warmth or coldness of the footage, tint compensation for the green and magenta tint, and you also have differential and differential radius, which removes chromatic aberrations in your footage. Below that is film panel that lets you choose from dozens of profiles and film emulations that best suits your scene and mood. My personal favorites are Fujicolor Natura 1600 and Kodak Vision 350D. I think they work really great on my content. Kodak Vision 350D has this really nice soft warm tones in the midtones and shadows, and Fujicolor Natura 1600 has this kind of warm and deep contrast with rich colors. These color profiles really depends on how you want your scene to look, and that is solely up to your creative direction. And it also has a single dial. The push and pull is like the overall exposure of that film you chose that you give your footage. The dial has a -2 to +2 values, and you can play around with it. For example, pushing the Kodak Vision 350D will give your footage a nice warm tone and a more contrast, while pulling it will give a subtle kind of like magenta tint on the highlights and midtones and green tint on blacks and less contrast. Next is the film developer panel. We have the contrast boost, which controls the contrast, gamma correction, which fixes the brightness of the image so it would appear right on screen, and then you have color separation, which lets you control the saturation of the most intense to medium intense colors on screen. You also have a color boost, which is just generally the saturation of the overall colors on screen. We also have film compression, which is great if you have overexposed parts of a footage. If you look at my friend's skin on the left part, it's somewhat overexposed. Film compression fixes that by compressing those blown out highlights by compressing them and pushing them back to the midtones, avoiding harsh looking whites. And also, some of the things that I love about this plugin is how easy it is to put bloom and halation. If you don't know, halation and bloom is a creative effect you give your footage to make it look dreamy, very smooth, and very soft. This will work great if your footage has a lot of highlights. Doing this in Premiere Pro is just a pain in the butt. With Dehancer, you can easily put those effects in action by just selecting the profile that you want. They already have profiles that emulate the film formats, and you can also customize this yourself. Now for the print, I usually go for the Kodak glossy paper. It looks nice for me. Film grain, film damage, film breath, gate weave, and vignette are all creative effects that you may put to your footage for creative direction purposes. And then we have output, which is the overall intensity of everything you customize in the plugin. And if you enjoyed your current colors, you can also export them as a LUT. You can use them once again by making them a LUT, which is a huge time saver in creating quick contents. Now, what do I think about this plugin? Well, for starters, they are great for beginners trying to put vibrant and cinematic colors on their footage. And once again, it's just overwhelming at first, but when you get the hang of it, color correcting and color grading becomes a breeze. Color correcting is also one of the things I love the most because Dehancer actually, professionally calibrated each and every camera on that drop down box to have a, balanced exposure and balanced colors. You also have creative effects like film grain or film damage, bloom, and halation. That is oftentimes very hard to achieve in Premiere Pro. And using Premiere Pro for 3 years now, I know how hard it is to color your footage. Now, I'm not a film expert, but I am able to achieve these really nice colors on screen that you are seeing right now, and that's where I think Dehancer shines the most. It just lets you color your footage the way you want to without having to adjust as much with manual color grading. Great for fast and quick contents, and it's also great for long projects too. The iOS app also works like a charm. You can color your short form videos or your photos just like how you would in Premiere Pro, but with a more user-friendly interface and very quick adjustments. And Dehancer just shows that any camera will shine if you put your colors right. The only thing that I want to see though are curves. I hope to see curves, preferably in adjusting exposure in the next updates of this plugin. Now, you can adjust the curves in the Lumetri panel. You can create another adjustment layer, and then there you can adjust the curves. But then again, it would be a great feature to have curves in the plugin itself. And speaking about updates, Dehancer regularly sends in updates for this plugin. Really shows you that they know what the general audience wants, and they try to adapt to them as quickly as they can. I've already used this plugin on some of my vertical videos that I upload on my social media, and also I think that was 2 contents that I uploaded here on YouTube. They turned out really great. I love that I have film looks on my review videos, because why not? And they turned out pretty great. They made my content creation a lot faster with good looking colors, and also I became very efficient with it. And of course, the short film that I was talking about. Hope you enjoyed, and leave a comment down below on what you think. Hope you enjoyed that little piece I did with my friends and also this review of the Dehancer plugin. And as always, a like would be very appreciated, and subscribe to see more contents or reviews like this, and also to help the channel grow once again. Leave a comment down below on what you think or what you want to see next. And as always, peace.